Hello, and this video is about a new feature that's been added to CTE. So in the top left hand corner you can see the network graph. What's been added to it now is the ability to monitor what happened to your bullets. Now it shows up when you fired, when the client thinks you've hit, and when the server thinks you've hit. So in the graph, blue dots represent when you fired. A green dot represents when the client thinks you hit, and a red dot represents when the server thinks you hit. Underneath you've got all the same details that you used to get. Now what I've done is blown up the graph and put it in the bottom left hand corner of the screen over the mini-map. So this first clip I'm going to slow down a lot so you can see it in action. So I'm shooting a target in the distance and I'll start firing at him using my crosshairs. So the first shot appears as a blue square, which is followed by a green X. Now the green X is the client reporting that I hit. Then it's followed by a red X, which is the server reporting that I hit, so that means that he took damage. Then there's two more blue squares, which are my second and third shots, which missed. But the server and client both think I scored one shot that hit. Now it separates each shot onto a different line. So here you can see the blue dots go up the lines, and this is so if you're using a fast firing weapon you don't just get a blue streak across the graph. But if you try watching these in real time speed, they are really tricky to work out which shot actually hit when. Now the DMR it's not too bad. Here you can see that the first three shots miss, then I hit two shots, then I miss another couple, then I hit again. But you can only really spot that because I've enlarged the graph and I'm using a slow firing weapon. The graph will also show rocket launcher shots and hits, and here you can see me bending it around a corner and getting that hit. Now you do get false positives from the client. It takes any shots that hit the quad bike as hits, even though only one hits the driver, and that's the one that the server recognises. And there you see some really bad shooting at that guy down there. So this system's been put in the game so DICE can check to see if there's an imbalance between what the client is reporting and what the server is reporting, and several times you will see that. But what I think it's really useful for is seeing how good you are at shooting. So when I'm full auto, my results are a lot worse than when I'm burst firing. That's partly because I'm pretty rubbish at controlling recoil, but also because I struggle to see the targets when the gun's firing and flashing. And just because it's cool, here's me bending another straw shot. When you're using a fast firing weapon, it's a bit hard to work out which shots have hit and which shots missed. But in that occasion, 7 shots hit according to the client, but 6 shots hit according to the server. And I think that's because the server realised the other player was dead after the 6th shot, but the client had already recorded the 7th hit before the server told the client. And a few times when I've been playing, the client is registering hits that the server doesn't. And on one occasion it was because I was trying to shoot somebody with a ping of 240 when I had a ping of 23. But because I have a low ping, low latency and don't suffer from packet loss, I haven't really spotted any problems with the client and server hit detection. What it has shown me is just how bad I am at mag dumping with an AK-5C. There are reports on the forums of people spotting problems, and what I'm going to do is play around with this over the next week, keep the graph on and record, and I'll try going on to some US servers where I've got a really bad ping and see if I can find any problems myself. If I do, then I'll make a video and show you what the problems are, but at the moment it all seems to be working fine, apart from maybe the client lagging behind the server as to whether or not the player's dead or not. So that's a quick look at the new CTE bullet recording. Thanks for watching.